First, let's discuss the petroleum engineers. Petroleum engineers design and develop methods for extracting oil and gas from deposits below the Earth's surface. Specific job titles and tasks are often based on the different phases of the extraction process. Occupations include reservoir, drilling, completions, and production engineers. First, we have reservoir engineers. Reservoir engineers estimate how much oil or gas can be recovered from underground deposits known as reservoirs. They study a reservoir's characteristics and determine which methods will get the most oil or gas out of the reservoir, and they monitor operations to ensure that the optimal levels of these resources are being recovered. Next, we have the drilling engineers. Drilling engineers determine the best way to drill an oil or gas well, taking into account a number of factors including cost. They also ensure that the drilling process is safe, minimally disruptive to the environment, and efficient. Next, we have the completions engineers. Completions engineers decide the optimal way to finish building a well so that the oil or gas will flow up from underground. Lastly, we have production engineers. Production engineers take over after a well is completed. They typically monitor the well's oil and gas production. If a well isn't producing as much as it was expected to, production engineers figure out ways to help increase the amount being extracted. Let's move on to the pipeline and piping engineers. Pipeline engineers design and construct pipe systems for transporting a variety of substances such as gas and oil. They perform site surveys, develop designs for pipeline systems, and construct and install infrastructure for commercial and industrial purposes. Piping engineers, on the other hand, are responsible for designing and building the piping systems that carry out water, gas, oil, and waste. They are involved in every aspect of the creation of these piping systems. Piping engineers first draw the blueprints for the system, and then they assist in selecting the materials that will be used to build the pipes and accompanying components. Mining and geological engineers. In mining, engineers develop plans for where and how to extract coal, metals, and nonmetallic minerals. For example, they might decide what type of workers, equipment, and processes to use, and they monitor construction and operations for safety and efficiency. Lastly, we have the other engineers. A range of other types of engineers work in the mining, oil, and gas industries. These workers include industrial, mechanical, civil, environmental, chemical, and electrical engineers. Their tasks vary and they often work on teams with other types of engineers, helping to solve problems related to resource extraction.